don't even have your microphone yet.
I don't. I want to get those new. I think Joe Rogan, a whole bunch of podcasters have them. The arms that have the wire built right into it.
Well, if he has it, then we should have it.
Well, there's like most of them have it. Problem is they're like $130 a piece. These are like 15.
Charlie can pay for them.
And they work.
Charlie's got it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a trucker.
So what's today's episode?
Today's nights. It's I don't know what is today's episode.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
This is the thing. I can't. I have an idea for Charlie, which just so happened to be a reaction piece. So I shot him that idea, and the same day, couldn't have been a half hour later.
And honestly, we have not spoken.
No,
none of us have.
I get a text from this guy.
Legitimately.
Hey, I have an idea, but I can't tell you because I want an organic reaction.
Exactly.
All right, so
I got the messages to prove it.
Don't no, because there's other pictures, and we don't need
Scratch that.
Yeah.
Hey, can you edit that?
I will.
All right.
It'll just be like one of those jump cuts, like an old Japanese kung fu movie or whatever. Anyway, that's Chinese, whatever.
I think that's all really racist, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway.
That's fine.
Lemon lime. Is that? I don't know. Yeah, lemon lime, Chinese, Japanese, it's.
Take it easy, Edgar Allan.
So he's going to join in a little while. He should be showing up here and
Hopefully
just joining.
not, but he will.
Can you just not come?
I heard you're banned from many gyms throughout America, so...
That's a sort of inside joke, whatever. We'll tell you probably eventually.
Inside baseball, if you will.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Shout out to the Yankees, by the way.
Oh, boy.
Down to the last couple games.
You know what, though? It makes for good baseball.
It certainly does. Certainly does. Judge playing out of his mind, my boy.
So is on Carlos Stanton.
Yeah. He's been smashing it.
Yeah, he's on a tear.
And then Torres sucks.
Hey.
What happened to him?
There's got to be like a balance,
We can go down that rabbit hole another day.
Yin and yang. Yeah.
Maybe we can do a Yankees playoffs show.
Yeah. Well,
if they make it.
Yeah, if they make it. We got to wait a couple days to see if we can actually do that.
They make it.
I don't know what the B side or whatever, the plan B will be, whatever. Yeah, so he'll show up eventually, and then I got a reaction for him because there's a video I just happened to stumble across, and I've seen it covered a lot, probably for the same reason. And my reaction was more or less I don't know. We'll get to that when he gets here.
Yeah.
So, what am I doing? What are you doing? Why are you here?
I don't know. I just showed up one day.
Yeah.
So
I feel unprepared. Like I don't know.
You should be. You should be on the hot seat right now. Because do you know who James Lipton is?
James Lipton. Refresh my memories.
He is a very famous interview person, like Larry King. James Lipton.
Oh, the guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. He's what was the name of the show he had? I mean, he's interviewed like Dave Chappelle. He's interviewed a shit ton of people.
So you know who he is?
Yeah, I know who he is. He's awesome.
I've always fancied you as a very poor moderator of this show. That's actually also inside baseball to the older shows.
Yeah.
So today I'm taking over. This is the Rich Miller takeover.
All right.
But we call this the interview, part one. See, we want to know who you are. I want to know who you are.
Who I am.
I think they all want to know who you are.
You know, I had an idea.
I mean, you're famous in Germany, bro.
Yeah, I am. We're like 6% of now. First it was 3. Now it's 6% of our audience is from Germany.
All 2 people.
In the
Thanks, Germany.
In the first, and it's just like in a drunken rage one night. They're like, "Oh, look at these assholes," or whatever in Germany. But or
they just let it continue to play, and somehow that came on, kind of like Netflix with some nonsense.
Yeah, they're all wasted, passed out, and we're just like playing in the background. No one's actually awake and aware.
What did he say? He turns off.
God, will you shut up? In the original
nine.
In the original episodes, I had a vague idea. It's like it'd be kind of cool to do an interview with each individual cast member.
Well, good thing I stole your idea.
Yeah.
So here's how we begin. All right.
Copyright infringement bullshit.
Exactly. Who cares? Who is James Chili McFreeze Quackenbush?
When did I get Chili McFreeze as a name? I don't know. Chili McFreeze Quackenbush. Well, it all goes back. It's funny you ask. Chili McFreeze.
I want you to answer these honestly, too. As honestly as possible, but don't be so, boring about it.
Is this? Well, to do it serious, like, all right, Chili McFreeze. I can't answer Chili McFreeze because I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
Don't perseverate on that. I got plenty of nicknames for you throughout this whole thing.
Well, in a watered down basic version, I am a mid-30s guy who gets a shit ton of crazy fucking ideas, what is just talked about on the porch, and I just so happen to have enough people around me to where I spew off, hey, I have an idea to do this thing, and no one questions me, and we just do it. I've done music, which that's all over one wall. I add two.
What wall?
And the one behind you, which on camera you can see one or two guitars and part of the drums, but then there's the other wall behind there that's just like, what, six?
It's a handsome
five,
wall.
Six, well, including my daughter's, 6 guitars. Like you, I'm an avid figure collector.
Absolutely.
Not wrestlers, though. I have a few wrestlers, but mostly horror icons.
We'll get into that.
Lots of horror icons.
We may get into that during this questionnaire.
All right, that's
series.
fine. Firefighter, a local fire department.
There you go.
I joined that on a complete whim.
Thank you for your service.
I couldn't even tell you why. To this day, I have no idea why. I remember...
Because you're a psychopath.
Oh, but probably. And I get in... Well, that would be, I guess, the closest answer is I'm an adrenaline junkie.
I like that.
Not
in a homoerotic way, or maybe in a homo... I don't know, whatever.
I love
Edit
I love serving the community. It's not like some like psychopathic thing. I love doing what I do. Is that feel good, whatever. You know, doing something to give back. I guess that's my whatever. But again, this is me and John alluded to this in the show when he was on.
Yeah.
It's not like we like seeing anybody get hurt because we don't, but we love what we do. So rolling up to a house, it sucks to watch someone lose everything, but fully involved, and we got to go in. Blood's pumping, and we're wide-eyed and like, let's do this. And
That's a good answer.
We're going in.
It's a terrific answer. Who else are you? I mean, if you're ready for the next question, just shoot.
I keep going.
We're shooting. We're shooting today.
So I'm an amateur musician. I'll put it that way. Albeit, I think there's parts of my music.
Use of the word albeit.
There's parts of my music, whatever, that I think are okay, and then there's other parts where I think I fucking nail my Sinatra. I think I'm a good Sinatra singer. Guitarist, I'd say middle of the pack.
We're gonna have to get that on the show, the Sinatra.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna have to get it live.
Drums, I think. All right,
maybe not this episode.
So I played drums for now probably about 8 years. But guitar I picked up in 2004-ish. So I've been playing that for...
Nice.
Is that 16
You
years?
slap in the bass? A little slap in the bass?
If you can play guitar, you can roughly play bass.
Slap in the bass.
There's different techniques and everything, but you can play bass. So vocals, guitar, drums, dabble with harmonica, but that's just more of like a thing. I'm just sitting here, just like
Blues Traveler.
whatever. Blues,
is that the one who did that?
Blues is. I don't listen to Blues Traveler, but blues is one of my all-time favorite genres.
They did They did the harmonica.
I think a lot of people would know that, but I think everyone knew me in college as like a metalhead and shit like that because I grew up in rock.
Question 2.
But I'm not done.
He could go on all day about himself.
Literally, I have so many fucking interests. Like, it just goes, like, I get an idea and I just do it, so.
I should just skip the next 3 questions because I already know the answers. So, James, Tiki Barber, God, Quackenbush.
Tiki Barber? I'm not even a Giants fan. Why the fuck would you...
I don't know, but what turns you on?
Like, intellectually? Like, sexually? What do we...
I mean, what turns you on? You tell me.
Adrenaline.
There you go.
And financial, like, side financial hustles.
Then
new things to do. It's like, I can make money off that. I can make money off that. I can make money off that.
So then I guess the next thing I want to ask you is, James, Tiki, God, Quackenbush, what turns you off?
I'm going to have, like, ignorance.
Ooh.
And...
Spitting fire tonight.
Ignorance is a big one. I don't even necessarily... Like, you don't have to be the most intelligent person, but if you come off... Or if you put on the persona like you're incredibly smart. Like I say all the time in these, especially lately with all these political things, if you have other information and you want to come on here, or not even on here,
Show
just
me the facts.
Yeah, in general, it's like
I gotcha.
Spit it out. Like I'm more than willing to be like, oh, all right, I didn't know that. But like for someone extremists that just spew off, like, look at my flag.
Talked about before.
Yeah, fly my flag.
Before.
Never mind facts. Like I don't like that, and that's not even politics. That's just in general.
Your rainbow flag.
Yeah, my triangle, upside down triangle rainbow flag.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, Triforce, Zelda.
Nothing wrong. Like, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, ignorance thing's probably at least one of the biggest things.
What is your favorite film?
It's like reaching in a bag of chips and choosing my favorite chip.
If
I don't
you
know.
had to. And why?
I got to get to the film part first.
I can make it easier for you if you'd like.
That's hard.
What is your favorite horror film?
That's hard. Yeah.
You think so?
It is.
You couldn't differentiate.
Because
like definitively.
I am an advocate. I firmly believe you have to watch different horror movies in different frame of mind.
I've watched every horror movie of all time.
Yeah.
That might be an exaggeration. But I can definitively tell you my favorite movie and my favorite horror movie. Definitively.
I would say,
I think you could too if you thought about it.
if I think about it, I don't want to think too long.
I want you to think long
my favorite,
and hard, if you know what I mean. Longer and harder.
I think my favorite movie of all time, mostly because of memory or just nostalgia, would be Dumb and Dumber.
Nice. That's
because
not what I would expect.
One, it's hilarious, and two, it's
complete nonsense too.
It is nonsense.
So it's like it's fun.
But boiled down, it's two really close friends that go through everything fucking together, thick and thin. They cross the country and come back. Like, I think that's fantastic.
Get their tongues stuck on frozen pipes.
Yeah. Get shot at and I absolutely adore that movie.
I think it was the Lost episode we had that we talked about movies, and that was brought up.
Yeah, we did, because that's the one where Ty was like, I could name Charlie's Scary Movie 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I do, because Charlie actually brought that up. He was the only sober one that night. So.
Yeah, because he kept going like this with the bottle.
Yeah, I know.
And then all of a sudden somebody would just go like this.
I think I'm almost positive that episode is on my other tower that burnt out. So if I can get it salvaged, I'll have it.
He was kind of Satan that night, wasn't he?
Well, he definitely brought out the demons in all of us. I can tell you that much.
You certainly didn't answer any of my questions yet. So let's move on. Who, James Tiki Torch Quackenbush, is your favorite professional wrestler?
I never answered my favorite horror movie.
Yeah, I know. You're come on. What do you think? We got all night here?
Favorite all-time professional wrestler? Probably Stone Cold Steve Austin, because that was the height of me watching wrestling.
That's an interesting pick too.
I watched. I watched from the '80s. I can name all of my.
You
favorites.
liked him before he was Stone Cold too, though.
No.
Really, you didn't know WCW?
Had no idea. I didn't get introduced. Like I think our ECW episode, I didn't get introduced to ECW until like '99.
Man, I was watching that in the early 90s.
But
I was in the tri-state area where I lived.
Yeah.
So we had the MSG channel. It was always on. Well, it was on super late.
Yeah, so it wasn't until then. And when he came out with his like tapes back then of like, 'cause Stone Cold said so, then you saw his old ECW stuff and like, oh shit.
What about WCW when he was stunning?
Didn't watch WCW.
Yeah,
I flew.
That's when he could work, by the way.
Back then.
That's when he could work.
That was before all his injuries.
Yeah, true. Before all the knee, especially.
Back then, I flew the WWF flag.
So did I, but I actually had access to both channels, so I was able to watch a little bit of that. So
we could watch it.
That guy's good.
But we
he's cool. Or whatever.
And now looking back, his whole career I thought was fantastic. Like, you could tell he could work his ass off. He was
and
a
then
shining.
When he couldn't anymore, he showed you that he was the best character. In the business.
He was a star.
It's a good pick. So I don't need to ask you why. We're already discussing it.
Right. Throughout the year, my very first favorite wrestler was Roddy Piper. Like when I was 3 or 4 or whatever it was.
I can't believe you don't remember James Lipton.
I don't remember the name, dude.
What's your favorite curse word?
I barely fuck.
No, I'm just asking. What is your favorite curse word?
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
That's some funny comedy. Who's on first?
I love that skit. Probably. I don't know. Is it PC to say it? I don't know if I can anymore.
What does it start with?
F. It's a big 3-letter F, but it's fucking.
Wait. What's it start with?
Can't say it anymore. It's 2021. I can't say fucking anything anymore. So probably now, big old F-bomb.
What the fuck is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
How many letters?
3.
Oh. Full.
Yeah.
Of shit.
Yeah. That's 4 letters.
Just say it. You won't do it. No, actually don't.
No.
Please don't.
No, because I can always edit it out. It's actually,
It'll always be on the interwebs.
That's fine.
Moving on.
Well, I like this section.
We already know what your profession is, right? For the most part. Unless you want to talk more about it.
Well, right off the bat, I already said that I was working in a warehouse for 9.5 years for one company, which I had 17 years, or 17.5 years in altogether. And then I got a Ball's disc, and pretty much it was...
I got something bulging for you, too.
It was either, is it a disc, or is it a ring?
It might be something.
It might be something. Oh, that's good. Yeah, thanks.
Cylindrical.
Yeah, so I left there and went to work for the school district. And I
didn't think you were allowed around kids, to be honest with you. Like 500 feet and shit.
Well, luckily, it was 7 years since, so it's off my record.
Statute of limitations.
Yes.
Maybe,
so I just...
Hey, you're going to have to edit some of this.
That's why they keep me a night shift.
the Night Hawk. How old are you?
Jesus.
Settle down, Night Hawk. Go back to your home, Night Hawk, in the janitor's closet. These really go down bad.
I like it. It's fun. Keep going.
It's all right, then. What is your fantasy profession? You could drop everything you're doing right now, and you can have your favorite job of all time. What is it?
Marine biologist.
Really? Man, I like some of your answers.
That was my...
Your answers are coming out of left field for me, and that's why I like this. It's organic.
That was my very first... When I was a kid, that's what I wanted to be. That's actually when I was thinking about going back to college before Amanda decided to. I was looking into colleges for that. It was one of those things. It's like that's always, since I was like fucking 6 or something.
Yeah,
I want to be a marine biologist. And I'm like, why don't I just fucking tackle that? Like, I'm stupid enough to fucking try anything anyway. Why don't I just go for fucking that?
But smart enough to actually succeed.
Smart enough, stubborn enough. I don't know.
But god darn it, people like me.
Most of
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough.
That's
You got the reference.
I think most of the people like me anyway. I don't know, maybe they don't.
Marine biologist. I don't think I would have ever thought of that.
I love the ocean.
There's a lot of things I would have picked you for. Not that.
Like what? Just so I actually say no or yes, whatever. Because there's a shit ton of things that I would love to do.
Something with like audio visual, like maybe a director of some sort.
I think I've said that to you before.
Yeah, like a director
the last thing
seems like something like I would pick.
The
like
last thing on my like bucket list where I could just decide to up and do right now is directing something.
Yeah.
Where I had the idea. Actually, I got it from Ty through a podcast to do through one conversation we had to do movie trailers. Like over the top, just stupid horror movies usually, because those are the most fun to make. Trailers to movies I have no intention to make. So it'd be like a 1.5 to 3 minute trailer of something retarded that I'm never gonna like. I'm not gonna make a full length movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's gonna be easy to shoot. It could probably do it in a week or two, and editing it wouldn't be too bad. And I mean, it's only like a few minutes. I see you as a director because I see myself as a screenwriter. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, you see how that makes, like,
look, I always got notes. But that's why,
one thing. If I get a vision.
If I wrote something, you would be able to completely create it.
If I get a vision,
it
usually happens.
It's kind of like what we're doing.
I got it. Yeah.
We're getting close to the end. What makes James Percival Pringle, Quackenbush, tick? What makes him tick?
You mean motivation or something that pisses me off?
I don't know. I saw these questions on the internet. Just answer them.
Did you Google this list?
If you knew who James Lipton was.
I don't like people who Google lists. And that's what I did right here.
You just make a list.
What makes me tick?
You know what makes me tick?
Now, I can honestly say now, it just keeps me going is my daughter.
There it is.
Because...
Preach, brother.
Yeah, my daughter, before I would have interest and I would try it and do it and whatever. But now, specifically, and this is pretty much, I mean, other than just things I'm interested in, the reason why I do a lot of things I do and really create content is because I want something there for my daughter to look back on and look, hey, he had an idea and he just did it. Boom. And it wasn't meant to be like something huge or whatever. It was just like, I'm going to try this thing and do it. So what better way to be an example for your young ones than to just be able to show them.
There it is.
Music recordings,
there it
podcasts, video casts, whatever the hell commentaries we do.
So that's a great answer. And in the spirit of this James Lipton that you have no idea who it is, I think we're going to be interrupted shortly.
I know who James Lipton is.
But this is the last very famous question.
Right.
So, James Daffy Duck Quackenbush.
Oh, yeah.
As a tribute to the late, great James Lipton, I wrote it even in my screenplay. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Gotcha.
Boom, there it is.